Right now we are live. You can see it here. I'm actually changing this up, and there you go. So hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to type something really quick in chat. There we go. All right, looks like it's working. Hey Brian, what's going on? It's been a while. I'm actually gonna try to turn my volume down on this laptop here. So I'm trying a new setup just to see. Let me know if you hear audio, guys. So Brian's here, Joseph23 USA. So what I have, I actually have a buddy of mine. I'm actually out using my cell phone with my camera pointing down because I'm going to be working on all this stuff down here. And my buddy Jason, aka Kapow, is actually, we decided to hang out tonight, and I said, hey, what if we just go live, man, and just invite the chatting people the viewers to come in and chat with us and ask us questions and stuff. So that's what we're doing. So you can say hi, Jay. You're on the other line. I can see you there. Cool. So right now, Jay, I just see Kapow pop up, so I don't think your video... Alright, cool. So, yep. Let me look. Looks like we got 6 people on right now. But this is also unannounced. I did it on the spur of the moment kind of thing. But basically, I'm just working on stuff, and I figured Jay's doing stuff too on his end. There he is. So he's on his bench, and I'm on my bench, and typically we'll do this once a week usually. Usually not today, usually on Fridays with the rest of the gang, but like I said, we're kind of experimenting and doing stuff with Zoom. And I'm actually wearing my Dell's Arcade Roundtable shirt, which will be coming soon. Just been so busy with work and stuff, and we're trying to get together and try to figure out a nice intro for that. And basically it's a whole bunch of us just hanging out on Zoom, doing things, figuring stuff out, screen sharing, really just talking strictly arcade stuff. And we have recorded some shows in the past, and I just gotta edit and put that all together, but we're kind of working on the intro. I have to decide on that, so all of us actually have to. But we got t-shirts made already, so it's in progress. So it'll be similar to this, but more people, probably. All right, so let's get going. Yeah, we even talked about, I don't know if this will become a reality, but maybe we'll invite a viewer or two here and there. If they have an issue with their game, we could actually help them as a collective group, because we all have specialties. We have like Mike, who's like the engineer. He's really good at schematics and inventing stuff. I'm okay, I guess, all around. Jay's okay all around too. We got Buffett on sometimes, who's expert with monitors, and Heath is like pinballs, and so is Buffett. So we have a whole bunch of people. Rob's good with like Golden Tee and those kind of games, futuristic games. Plus he has a whole bunch of games too. So, but yeah, it should be fun. So for now, we're just messing around, and you can see here, all I'm doing is I'm taking these alligator clips. I'm actually gonna make. Let me show you the final product here. And I already sent one to Kaboom or Kapow. I keep saying Kaboom because I love that game, but it's Kapow. His handle always confuses me, but... Oh, really? Hey, I just saw a notification. So Mikey's here. Mikey Currington is OG. And he just put $20 towards the channel. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, Jose, thanks for saying the audio sounds good. So this is what I'm building. It's basically if you have a fuse that keeps popping, if you're troubleshooting a game, in this particular case it's a 3 amp fuse. I have a 3 amp circuit breaker. You see it says 3 amp right here, and this thing will pop. So instead of wasting a fuse every time you're trying to troubleshoot, all you do is you put the alligator clips on either ends of the fuse block or whatever, and then when this pops, you just press it to reset it, and it's not costing you any money. So we all thought it was a good idea. I guess Timmy from That Tim Guy, you got to see his channel. He had one, and we were like, holy crap, what's that? And he said he got it from Bob Roberts, but people were saying it's just made a little cheaply, so I just made this really heavy duty. So I got these really heavy duty clips right here. I'm going to cut them in half, solder it, and crimp it to right here, put some heat shrink over it, reinforce it again with more heat shrink, and it's really durable, and this thing should never break. And this actually is a cover for this that's waterproof. But it really, here's how the switch really looks, and that's how you press it. It's kind of like on a Surge Protect, you find this thing to reset it, but this actually is just like a silicone piece. But what's cool is that you can have this dangling around inside a pinball or like an arcade cabinet. It has no metal parts showing at all except for these tips here. But this thing could dangle down and fall and it never hit anything. So you can have it open like that, hanging down like that, and it'd be totally fine. So, let me actually, yeah, I actually sent that to him. So what I'm doing now is I'm sending it out to the crew from Dell's Roundtable, and we're gonna just go ahead and make them so I can mail them out. So you might see some of the guys come in. Jay, you should actually just, well, you can't now because we're not by a computer, but we kind of did this impromptu. It was just me and Jay just hanging out tonight, and then I just said, hey, let's do live just to test it out. So this is more of a test. It's probably gonna get killed once we're done. But let me go ahead and do a green one. That's the one you have, Jay, right? Yeah, so right now he's fixing what are you doing, Jay? You're doing the battle zone? Is it battle zone? Turbo? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you got it at a good price because of that, though, right? But yeah, just take your time with it, rebuild it. It should be fine. I remember the first time we built, what was it, the deflection? What's the one with the LV2000 for the Tempest? Yeah, that thing was crazy. I mean, we put more bridges on that than I've ever seen on anything. So that's it. What's up with you guys in chat? So we got Brian, we got Doug. They say they can't really hear your audio, Jay. Yeah, I could hear. Yeah, I wonder if you use a soldering gun. I mean, you only use it here and there. It's not that bad, but that might be canceling out the other sound. You sound crystal clear to me. You know what it is? I'm also used to that really nice thing. So funny story behind me. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try turning it to see. Can you guys see? Hang on. You see my light and stuff. You see the crystal castles right there? I actually got to level 8, past level 8, and it gives you the warp code, so you can actually skip straight to 8. So I don't want to turn my unit off because of that, because once I turn it off, it'll go away. So I got over 500,000 today. It was a fluke, but I did it. So I'll play it later tonight. You can finish that game after level 9. That's it. You finish the game. It says congratulations, you beat me. I can't take it. It says some funny message on it. That'd be cool to see. Never done it before. So I think I need a few of these. So I'm gonna take these out just to have them. And I think I'm gonna crimp them on first. After, remember how I built this thing? I'm gonna look at it now. Yeah, so I think I had to take, I'm actually taking these right here. It's funny because I'm looking down, but I'm talking that way. But I'm actually looking at my bench down here. And you know what? I wonder if I can turn you up a little bit. Yeah, I might be able to do that. I'm going to look at my mixer right now. Elgato should be muted. If I do that, it'll kill you guys. You know what? I think because I'm away, it's actually recording through. I gotta experiment, so I'm gonna let you guys in chat tell me what's going on. I'm actually gonna mute something really quick. All right, say something. Can you guys hear me a little better now? Go ahead, Jay, talk.
It says hello, hang on.
Can you guys hear us better now? D-Wags is like, dude, where have you been? Working. Yeah, Mike, I do have fans running, like you said. Brian said it too. Hey, Mark just joined us as well. All right, so Brian, is it good level or should it go higher? So what I did was I took my desktop audio. It was actually recording from, like you can see my hand down here. It was recording from that camera up there, which was incorrect. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna leave it on that setting for now. So see, I learned something. This is why I told you I was doing a test here. So I apologize for the mess. All this back here, background is all, who cares, right? But it's actually neat considering. You should see the other section. I have, I actually got rid of Galaxian. It's out. I wouldn't say get rid of it because my buddy Jeff Kinder actually has it. It's in the family, yeah. So he has it, he bought it. We're gonna have future video on that, I guess, because we got to work on the monitor. But it is just playing blind. So I got rid of that. It's at his house, and I brought in Centipede. I actually bought a Centipede for 120 bucks. It was actually in pretty decent condition. I changed the marquee out. I changed it to the Willis control panel. It works 100%. And that's it. Hey, another OG right here. It's Garage Arcade. He's actually also is a member, just like Mikey. Cool. Now, if the chat is distracting on the screen, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'm going to try to kind of do it in this area over here, I guess, so that the chat here doesn't block it. But if that distracts you, I could always turn it off.
My audio may have gotten a little bit better because I just turned the furnace off down here.
Oh. And then the fan that you guys heard was this. So it should still be okay. You should still be able to hear us, but It's on because that's just for my soldering iron. Oh, I heard feedback there, Jay.
Just now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay.
All right, so I need one of those. I think I used yellow. I think these are the ones I used. So I'm just taking them out, building them. So hey, Brian saying Mike Thomas, what's up? How you doing? I know they hang out, I think, on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So all right, so now that this is good, I have all the connectors. So I'm gonna start, all I did was cut one of these in half right here, and I kind of just you know, I'm gonna crimp the ends right here. I don't know if this is gonna work right with the crimper. So I brought these extra ones just in case. I can't remember. I think blue is a little bigger, so it didn't crimp it as good as I wanted it to be. So I'll just put them on real quick. Hopefully you guys can see that. So it's pretty simple. Just take any alligator clip. Could be anything. I just made them all fancy and heavy duty. These, I guess you can get on Amazon. They're a little pricey. I think it might have been $10 for 5 of these, but they're super thick and they're awesome. I actually bought a pair just to have as alligator clips, and then I'm cutting these up here. So just in case, I'm going to crimp these a little tighter with this thing, just to make it good.
I love having to put jumpers on broken traces.
It's the right board to do it on, though. It's hardy compared to other
God.
boards. You ever do a Williams power supply? It's the worst. I've done that. Trying to think what notorious. Actually, asteroids is pretty notorious, but we don't have that, so we don't have to worry. So this is good. It's on there nice and tight. So earlier today, Jay was saying, hey, I'm going to wear my headphones too. And he's like, hey, it sounds like you're right next to me. I'm like, that's the point with this COVID stuff, you know. So I'm going to take this now and slip this over here, just so it's over everything. Because you want to do that before. Actually, I should have done that before I put these ends on it. But you still can do it. You can do that and then kind of slip this one in here. It's just more of a pain. I should have actually done this first. I might have to actually cut them off because I forgot I have another pair I got to do too. That one on fine, but then I got to put these on, and these I don't think fit around here. Oh, that's the other thing. I got to cut these off, so they might fit. Let's see. I got to cut them off anyway. I forgot to do something. I got to cut these insulation things off because I'm gonna put tubing around it. So I remember now I had to cut here, and then I kind of just twisted it a little bit. Cut there.
Dude, you should see this board, man. It's, you remember when we did my Tempest when we first got it, and how bad we thought whoever had tried to repair it had done? This may actually be worse.
Really?
Oh my God. It's just, it is lifted trace, burn trace after burn trace.
Wow. Well, you did get it cheap, so you can't complain.
Oh no. And it's not Mark's fault.
No, it's not.
Where he got it from.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's on the repair forums, right? Like the Facebook.
Absolutely, yeah. Mark's an excellent dude.
Brian, I don't know if this is 14 gauge or not. He asked if this is 14 gauge wire that I'm using. I don't know if it'd be that thick. It might be. No, you know what? 14, it would be 18 if anything, because I have actually 16, which is the power stuff. And if it were 14, it would be thicker. And this is definitely not thicker than my other stuff. So it's probably 18, if I were to guess. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to take this insulation jacket off and then pull this out. I did a better job with this last time. I kind of hooked in there and yeah, see? So you got to take that off. This has to come off because we're putting this over it after. So I had to actually cut these out because I don't have the proper ones that I need. Hey, Pitbull's here. So Pitbull talks to me a lot on Instagram. I'll give him a shout out. He's building a Zookeeper cabinet that's pretty beautiful.
Very nice.
For the monitor. That's an inside joke because his monitor crapped out. I sent them some JAMA. Go ahead. Do your thing, Jay.
No, I'm done. Sorry.
When you're done. Okay.
I'm done.
So I sent them a JAMA Piecade. I had a spare, so I sold it to him for cheaper. And then we set it up to have Zookeeper on it, but it turned out it didn't work in his cab because his monitor couldn't sync up to anything. We thought it was a JAMA, then it turned out, or the Pi, it turned out it was actually any board would have trouble, I think, or something, from what I gathered. But he has to swap the monitor. I think he said it was a 4900, which is kind of odd. Usually those are pretty fine.
Yeah, I have two of them sitting behind me right now.
If it were a 4600, I'd be like, wait a minute, it's the monitor. People swear by that monitor. I can't take that monitor.
What, the 46?
Yeah.
Both you and I have not had the greatest of luck with repairing them.
Somebody just put something on Facebook saying that they were such great monitors, and I believe them. And they say, oh, the flyback never fails.
Yeah, I mean, I think the picture on it's great. It's just, I hate the thing with the cards.
I don't like the fact that when you move them, they can like get out of place. Right. They come out and then that causes issues. So, plus I've had everything that people say never happens to it happen to mine, including the flyback, which they say never dies. I had a blown out hole in Ian's flyback for his Galaxian, his cocktail.
You took my spare
hole right
flyback.
through it. Yep, I stole yours because I couldn't get that one working, but then I ended up replacing it. Luckily, there was a guy in Clav had it for 20 bucks. So I bought it from him to kind of replenish the stock. But I'll get them working. You know, I have to do it because I have like literally 4 of them just laying on the floor here. And the Cradle said I could have them, by the way.
Yeah, because they don't want them either.
Yeah, I took it right. I took it from the Cradle of Aviation saying, hey, let me work on these and see if I can fix them. I never got around to it. And then they're like, don't worry about it. And that's only because they have what, 3 of my monitors.
Yeah. Well,
they have a K7000, a 4900, and some other one.
We have 2 4600s as backups down at the Fireball Arcade in Front Royal, Virginia. One's missing the cards, and the other one's just not working. That we're trying to get both of those up and running.
Mm. So, kind of a sad week for me. I was supposed to get a pinball. Actually, I was supposed to look at it today. There was a friend of a friend, you know, that they were looking to sell it, and then they had promised this other guy it first, who was going to pay him, I think, 400 bucks. And then because I was family, they said, oh, he kind of ghosted us. Don't worry. Do you want it? Oh, man, I just did something wrong again. And they said, and he was like, or they were like, well, you know, come and pick it up, whatever, because he never showed up. So it turns out that they called me up like, I don't know, 2 days ago saying, hey, the guy called us back. He still wants it. We're just going to sell it to him for 400 bucks. So the kicker is I could have gotten it for 60 bucks. So I was going to get a pinball machine called Trizone. It's by Williams. And it was not working. It turned on. It just, the balls kept getting stuck. So, you know, it would have been a great opportunity as a starter. I've never done anything with pinballs before. And it would have been cool, but it wasn't meant to be, I guess. I forgot that I was supposed to do something here.
There's always others.
I know. And then the other thing was I was supposed to get a ladybug. Actually, one of the users on Instagram. No, sorry, it was I think it was Roger Storch from actually I'm not sure if it's Garage Arcade, if you're the same dude. But anyway, Roger Storch from Twitter sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, check this out. See if you can get this game." And they had 3 games for $500. No, Brian, it wasn't an EM. It was actually a solid state. So it was even better. You should look it up. It's pretty cool. But so that didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be, I guess.
It's not over yet. You may still get it.
Yeah, if the guy ghosts him again, it's possible. I'm not holding my breath, but the other deal that I was going to get was a Ladybug, a Sega Turbo, so a Ladybug and a Universal Cab, Sega Turbo, and what was the last one? And a Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
All complete, all dry, all like no water damage. It was kept in somebody's attic. They had like a walk-up attic that they had them stored in for a game room, and that was $500 for all 3. And the guy, I emailed him right away within like a few minutes and told him the whole story. I said, "Hey, I'd love to come out there with the channel, blah, blah, blah." It was like pretty local, only like an hour and a half away. And he actually ghosted. The thing was taken down. He said, "Yeah, you're definitely going to get it. I want you to have it." He put "you" in all caps. And then never heard from the guy again. So why does this keep coming out? I think that's what I'm saying. This is probably why I had to crimp it with this thing.
Del, I'll be right back.
So, yeah. So anyway, that wasn't meant to be, I guess. So that's a bummer that didn't go through. So you never know. He had my phone number, so maybe he didn't realize. He seemed like a newbie, like didn't really know how to do anything online. He was kind of slow at responding in email, so it's very possible it's just an older guy who doesn't really know what to do with computers or something. I'm hoping. I might have to go with the smaller one here. Let's try that. So yeah, so I'm crimping this. I'm going to solder it, and I'm going to shrink tube it. So that'll never come out. So yeah, I think I did this a while back, so I don't remember what I did, but probably just going to take this and grab it here, crimp it best I can. And I have my soldering iron already. So let me grab that. Oh, let me go ahead and yeah, show Pitbull's thing. Sorry, Pitbull, you're getting censored because you used the word ass. So I'm actually approving those. It got held by the system saying, "Oh, somebody cursed." So Garage Arcade, you're Roger on the Roger Storch, right? On the I gotta connect the two. I always forget. Like so many people email me. There's like such a volume. I try to answer everybody. But he's been responsible. I'm trying to remember what games I got through him, but he's always like emailing me with good deals. And I'm trying to remember if I got something else. I don't know if he emailed me about the Rolling Thunder way back when, or some other cab that just never went through. I'm not sure. So let me actually go over here real quick. All right. Brian got around it by putting $signs. And Mike Harrington actually gave me $signs earlier today. You can see here, he actually, as soon as it came on, he's like, $20, bam. Thanks a lot, Mikey. I appreciate it. Brian, I'm looking now. What's the model number on the wire stripper? It's actually they're a Biescript brand. I actually have them. If you look at one of my latest videos I did, like the Centipede one, it's in there. But it's Biescript. That's the brand, and they don't really have a model. You just go Biescript strippers, and they work pretty awesome. So this stream should be, if you guys can verify, should be in 1080p. check it out. I had settings wrong. So this whole time I had a 1080p camera at 60 frames per second, and it turned out I was only doing 720p. So I'm capable of doing 4K, but I don't have the encoder to do that. The Elgato, I have the older one. So let me think, what can I solder on? I guess I could solder on here. This mat is actually heat proof. It'll turn brown, it just won't burn. But maybe I'll just use my holder. All right, it's this little thing. The cheap little hand, helpful hand. Yeah, I'll grab it from here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see how far I could zoom in here. I guess that's the maximum right there. But so I'm just gonna throw a glob on here. Get it all hot. I have it set to 750, which is a little hotter. So it should melt pretty good. All right. I think that's fine. Yep. There's one. Yep, that looks good. I'll put it in this one for now. So yeah, little things like this just eat up your time. And I've been meaning to get this done for guys. I wanted to actually cap some ARs today. I have a couple that actually Kapow sent me in the mail. And I do need them for my, I have to actually rebuild the one in my crystal castles just to do it, you know, to kind of quote unquote bulletproof it. And then I also have to do it on my, on the new centipede I just got. That one is acting, I mean, it works 100%, but for some reason I noticed it's not saving scores. It just started happening where it used to. So I don't know what's going on with that one. All right, that's fine. Get a nice solid connection. I'll let that cool, and then I'll just put these over it and then shrink everything back and should be good to go. You know what I did too, I think I soldered it on the other end too. So let me open these things up for here. So these are the things I was talking about that have the little switch right there, and then you screw it together. You can probably see it better down here. Just won't focus as good on it. But I can open it up. That's it. I'll probably put it down because it's actually focused on here. And I'm trying to figure out, there we go. And then that screws on right there. So I'm gonna leave this off for now. And then now that this is cool, I'm gonna stick one on here. You know what? I'm doing this all backwards, I think. I should have put this on first before I soldered. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's still going in just fine, but I'm just thinking it's because I'm talking. I always get distracted when I talk. For some reason, it looks like there's like something in there. What is that? Let's see if I can get it out. Probably with this. Something in there. It's like some crud or something. I don't think it's solder. I think it's just, I picked a bad one. Could be solder. Oh man, this is just not behaving. Maybe I'm gonna mute this for a second so I can do the solder sucker.
I'm back. You have to laugh when your wife calls you from Oregon needing the password for Disney Plus. at that crack. Holy cow.
Yeah, so I guess the solder flowed into there. So what I should have done is connected it to here first and then soldered it. I wonder if I can get away with heating it up. It's gonna pop. This thing actually pops out because it's heat related. You know what? I need something more sturdy. Let me grab my vise over here. All right.
Well,
What's that?
what are you trying to solder?
What do you mean?
No, you said you were soldering something.
Yeah, I soldered this ahead of time, like this little connector here, and I really should have just put it in here first and then soldered because some of the solder got in there. So I'm gonna try to salvage it by having this like vise holder for me. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll give it a shot. I really should just cut it off and do it again, but I want to win is what it is. I don't want it to be like, you know, so I'm gonna basically hold it here, some pliers, and then just try to heat this up and see if it flows on here. So I'm heating up the connector itself.
So wrecked.
Ugh. We're having bad luck today, Jay.
Oh, are you?
No, both of us. You're like, these traces.
I mean, I'm looking like closer and closer at this board now, and there are like just whole sections of like trace completely missing. We just had like a brownout here.
Just now?
Yeah. I don't even have any games on. So did you see what I sent you earlier about what I'm trying to get in this guy?
Do you want me to say it?
No.
You mean the game? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not a game. It's just an empty cabinet.
Right.
But it would definitely work for the other project I'm working on.
Yeah. I'm being so stubborn here. Like, I just want to get this melted and put on, but it's not happening. I'm just going to cut it off. Sucks. It really sucks. I'm going to have to do both because if I just do one, there's going to be one shorter than the other. And I think Mike said he wanted the green one. That's why I'm doing the green one first for him.
He's still doing it. What are they, 3 amp 32? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, the 3 amp ones. Yep.
I'd like to get a few in a few different like ratings.
Like 1 amp, 2 amp, and so on.
Yeah.
Brian asked, can you use those instead of a fuse, or are they only good for testing? We had this discussion. And I think Buffett, I mean, he's like the granddaddy of like the electronics to me, like a godfather, I should say. He basically said that you can do it, but they're really meant to have a certain strain on them, like fuses, and they work a certain way. And you could do it just for testing here and there, but shouldn't really put it as a permanent situation. Because
Yeah,
I wanted to put this on a test bench, right? To have my test bench have that instead of a fuse. And that way, if it pops it, it pops it. I guess you could do that, but he said it really is meant to have a real fuse in there.
Yeah, Brian, you know, when Dell made these, or I should say when Tim first brought it up and then Dell made them and sent them out, I immediately said, hey, wouldn't it be really cool to have somebody 3D print something that's in the shape of a fuse block, like for an Atari power supply, for instance, that instead of the fuses, you had 5 bays for 5 different breakers that you could put in there in the different respective values. So you didn't have to have fuses and then just have the spay connectors connected up on the side of the breakers. And then that would take the place of your fuses. And so it launched us into this huge debate, like Dell said. And Buffett, you know, kind of was of the opinion that it's really not meant for that. You know, as Dell said, the strain is not really what you would want to have a breaker on those fuse sections for.
Yeah, like maybe for a couple minutes or like, but nothing permanent. I don't think it'll do anything. I think it'll work, but
I would still love to try it, to get one of us to 3D print the holder and then just populate it with the appropriate value breakers and put it in just to see what it's like.
Yeah, just don't put an expensive board on that.
No.
Because if it doesn't work, let's say it gets stuck or who knows. I mean, it is kind of mechanical, right? Well, so is a regular fuse technically, but whatever. So actually, I'm just going to leave 2 out because it's going to confuse me again. So I got to cut these things off again. So I could take this off. That's my vise. It's holding everything. The amps are 3 amps, Doug, on those little breakers.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to show you guys, but this is where the board literally almost burned through on this 6100 on the deflection board. I mean, it's like a divot on a golf course right here. You see this, Del?
Yeah, I'm looking now. Yeah.
And like I said, it took out 7 resistors on this board.
Wow. At least it didn't cause a fire.
There was definitely some magic smoke happening here. This is what you would wind up listing as complete but untested.
Yeah, right. That's like untested is basically broken.
Yeah.
So Peter's Arcade jumped in. He said, I have been battling my centipedes AR2. So I had my millipede that I restored. You guys saw the restoration series on that. And my AR blew up, I want to say last summer. The game just shut off, wouldn't stop, wouldn't work at all. I was like, oh man, what's going on, So it turned out my AR was bad. And I mean, people tell you, I mean, even Eugene Moss, right? Shout out to him on the Facebook groups. He was saying you don't really need to redo everything on the AR. You don't really, did you say to not do the caps? I forget what he said to do.
He said caps, I mean, Eugene thinks the entire concept of redoing the whole AR is an absolute scam. So he's kind of the opinion, if you're going to replace anything on there, aside from like if it's a blown resistor at like R29 or at R30, if you're just trying to like refresh the board, that just doing the capacitors is really all you need to do.
Yeah, and of course, if it doesn't work, you want to change the transistors as needed, right?
Right.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, so I've done that where I did the whole, I did the whole kit with the diodes and everything. The diodes were fine, but I was like, let me replace them because they're new. So I replaced it, and then I guess when I did it, I had a cold solder joint. I didn't really see, like it just came about over time, and then it basically just killed the actual connector. It stopped doing its job, which is a diode makes it go one way only, and it ended up taking out like a transistor, which made it not work, and then it took out, I think, a resistor too, which I had to change out. But once I did that, I was like, how did this happen? And I kept looking, and I went through looking for cold solder joints, and sure enough, there it was on that diode that I replaced. So I really made it really good, and I even put like some extra like wire going down the trace. I scratched them off and put it on there really good so it can never happen again.
So did you actually replace that diode that resulted in a cold solder joint, or it was already there?
Nope.
Okay.
Because if I had left it alone, it would never have happened, most likely. It was factory, and then I took it out. So yeah, so he was right.
Yeah.
But I would, I would probably do it again too. But I would just make sure it's, I'd pay special attention to those because they get really hot. So I think that's what happened. Over time, it got a cold solder joint on there. So, all right. So now I got to crimp these on. We'll start over here. You're probably ahead of me when it comes to work because I just had to redo everything I just did.
No, I'm trying to find this small cap that I saw was broken a few minutes ago, and I wanted to try to pull it, and now I can't find it. Old man eyes.
Yeah. So all of us, I'm sure you viewers can relate. We're dying. I mean, you guys are probably dying to go to arcades. We're actually just dying to hang out in general. Like all our friends, we're all like from different parts of the country. We all want to hang out and like fly, you know, just to visit and stuff. And we can't even do that. So we kind of just use Zoom. And, you know, for now it's great. It's actually gotten better. Thank God for technology, right? But oh wait, I don't want to solder it yet. I want to put this in. And so we've been okay just hanging out with this, but we're all saying like, oh, we can't wait till this stuff is done. We can actually hang out at everybody's arcade. You know, like Jeff and I still hang out. We're just super careful about stuff. So he's actually going to come over to help me start the reactor series where we can put some artwork on it.
And we hung out throughout the summer a few times until we added back to the travel advisory for your state.
I know. Yeah. I mean, they do it for a reason, right? But yeah, my job is very critical with that. And they, you know, they don't really check, but they use the honor system kind of. And I really don't want to get in trouble if I visit somewhere and don't do. They want us to quarantine basically. After you visit a state, they want to, when you get back home, you have to take another 2 weeks vacation to quarantine yourself. Which I'm not willing to do. I mean, I would do it if I had to travel, but since I have the option of not traveling, I'm just saying, okay, I just won't travel. You know, so that includes, you know, driving down, you know, 4 or 5 hours. What I may do though, well, that's overnight, I should say. So I could actually go visit and come back the same day. But for a 5-hour drive, that's kind of 10 hours round trip plus hanging out. It's really not good. But I will probably hang out with that Tim guy. I bought actually a outrun board from John's Arcade. I did, Jay had an auction going on and I participated and I bid on a board and I got it. I think I got it for, I want to say $150. And it's untested. John can't remember if it works, honestly. And if he says untested, it really is untested. He has no way to test that board.
Yeah.
So I bought it and he gave it to Tim, right? What's that, Jay?
So if it's untested, it's going to look like this.
Yeah, no, I hope not. But so I got to pick it up. Tim grabbed it for me because he hung out with Jay recently. And so Tim is about, I would say he's like between an hour and a half and 2 hours away, I want to say. So he's in Massachusetts. I'm in Connecticut. It's the next state over. So I may pay him a visit, maybe take a tour of his arcade. He's gotten some new games that we've gotten working together through the Zoom, right?
Yeah.
He got a new pinball game at an amazing price. I'm not going to disclose what he got it for.
It's secret stuff right here, man.
It is crazy talk price, like crazy talk.
The deals are out there.
But yeah, they're still out there, man. And the guy knew he was selling it for cheap. He just wanted to pass on the savings to somebody who really wanted it. So it worked out really well for everybody.
He was also enamored with the idea that, you know, when Tim talked to him, how Tim explained that he does this with, you know, his kids and they like playing the games. And dude, sometimes that's what people that are selling stuff want to hear, that, you know, it's not going to get flipped. You know, you're not going to flip it. It's going to the right home. It's going to be enjoyed for years to come by not just you, but you and your children. Yep. Sometimes that's exactly what you have to say to make that deal happen for you versus the other guy.
Yeah, Garage Arcade said $150 for an outrun board these days is cheap, he said in the chat. That is true. They've sold for $500. I've seen some sell for $600 working with shipping, well, including shipping. So it was like $5 and change, and then with shipping, it cost about $600. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, I was all ready for Grinkers too. Actually, I regret not going in 2019 because I think at that time I was only at my job like less than 6 months, and you know, I don't want to take any vacation time that year, so I didn't go. I could have, but I didn't. And I regret it because they never had it after that COVID happened. So But I would have loved to do that, shoot some stuff, and would have been really cool. I would have done live videos from there most likely. And then I'll tell you, that would have been like what, doing a live video from that place, that would still be getting hits right now because Grinkers isn't around. So who knows?
That's why I want you to finish the footage up from MagFest from last year for us.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter's Arcade is sitting. I'm glad John is back making videos. Yeah, I'm glad too. I wish he would do, I mean, everybody wishes he would do a little more, but being on the end of the creative side, like, you know, I understand that there's no time. I mean, I don't have time. I have a job, I have family, and I'm doing this. And he has that going on. Plus, he has the podcast that he does, Video Game Outsiders, and it's crazy. So I heard he's been doing, I don't subscribe to him when it comes to, like, I subscribe to him. I just don't do the membership. But for $5 a month, I think he has like these insider videos that are 2 or 3 minutes long that says he's gonna, you know, that he's working on stuff, trying to get his zookeeper working. I heard. I don't know if he got it working yet. Hopefully he did. But oh, by the way, I can screw this back on. So I'm gonna heat this up now. I just put these, you know, shrink tube right on it. I already soldered it right to this piece here and everything, and it's all good to go. So I'm gonna kind of keep it like this, make it heat up. This is not a blow dryer. This is actually a heat gun. It gets really hot. And then you'll see it, you should see it shrink. I'm going down because this is heat proof. You can see it kind of shrinking on there. I'm trying not to get the cord on it. Bring it around. All right, so that's it. Once that's done, I'm actually going to let that cool a little bit. It's still a little hot. And that's Jay using his it's using his 401 or 301 in the background, Hako. And then I'm just gonna put this over here like that. And just for strain relief, that's the only reason I added that. So I go on there as much as I can, and then I will do the rest. Let's see. Heat it up again. So it should shrink on there. Works pretty good. So now it's heavy duty. It will not break. I think most of the issues people have is that it breaks from here where it disconnects from that block. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen for my guys. So I'm doing it too. That's it. I think I'm done. And then this end won't come out either because it's heavy duty as well. So they're regular size clips, but they just have this silicone thing over it like a boot. And it's awesome. So that's it. I just made one. Bam. Good to go. I might do one more since I'm on a roll with that and I have everything out. And then maybe I'll break out an AR, start capping that or something. Let me see. Let me look here. I think I need to get more of these. Oh, no, I have 2 more here. So I should be able to do one more. I just got to take these out. I'll zoom out a little bit too. So I'm just going to check chat real quick. Yeah, John still does VGO. So I don't know if Mike's on anymore. Maybe Mike just popped in for a second to say hi.
Mike Thomas?
I know, yeah, because I think he was asking him a question. Brian was like, hey, what's going on? And he never answered him. So he was asking him about his Minecraft server that he's working on.
Mike's working on that?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Brian said he went twice to Grinkers, 6 and 7.
Oh, wow.
So Pitbull's saying, yeah, pass on the deals to me. I want to keep all I can get. Hey, Pitbull, I'll trade you once I get a really good deal. I'll trade you for that Mad Planets. Brian, you're building speaker wires, you're saying? Yeah, so this came out pretty good, right? Actually, this one looks really good in green. Like, that's the one I gave Jay, Mr. Kapow. So that is probably going to Mike. That's Northeast Mike. He's actually from NEACF. He lives in New Hampshire, so New England area. And that's another guy. We were just saying, like, I would love to go. Actually, I was gonna go up there one time. We had planned on it, but it just, COVID happened. So just timing is bad, and like we're all dying to get together. I think we'll probably end up going to MagFest, right, Jay? When that finally opens, when everything's all done.
Unfortunately, MagFest
they have.
It got canceled this year, just like everything else did. And although, if I remember what Mike was telling me, Allentown Pinfest is still supposedly scheduled. So
Really?
if that happens, I do believe that the other guys that are part of the roundtable group, many of them will probably try and travel from the Northeast to come down to Allentown for that.
Really? I don't know.
Also, I know in several of our cases that will be dependent upon whether anybody gets the vaccine and they feel safe to travel. Who knows what will actually happen.
Yeah.
I get my second shot on the 26th of February, so I will be willing to travel after that.
Yeah, not to scare you, it could be an urban legend or something, but the two people I've talked to that got it, they both said that the second round they thought they were gonna die.
Everybody I know that's gotten the shot, my wife, my brother-in-law, everybody has had some type of I'm not feeling so great after the second shot effect.
Yeah, it makes sense though, because that's what's happening. Your body's basically defending against a blueprint of the virus. It's not the actual virus, but it's reacting the same way.
In my wife's case, she was just tired for a few days. In my brother-in-law's case, he was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I have the flu." So
yeah,
I don't know.
So that's what I went to my dentist today, and he was telling me that his sister had gotten it. She's like going to medical school and stuff, and she thought she was going to die. And I said, well, imagine that, and that you really have symptoms like this. You'll feel terrible, but you're still able to breathe. But with COVID, you'll have those symptoms, plus you can't breathe. So that's where it gets all serious.
I wish the best for everybody that's dealing with this.
Yeah. I'll make a blue one now. So here's another one I have. I'm just measuring it up. Taking this and boom. Yeah, we should start doing more. I'm like taking the best of everything that I like. So I love Arcade Hangout. Those guys I think started again. I don't know if they had a show. I must have missed it. It must have happened, I think, on Friday, but mocking them, and yeah. And GAC, all of them got together. I like that show, when they stick to arcade subjects. I like, what's the other one? Arcade Radio.
Arcade Radio with Time Runner and Adam.
Yeah.
And Brian. Yep.
Brian from Paradise Arcade. Yeah. That one's a good one. And then I also like Coin Rejects podcast.
That's my favorite. I love those guys.
Yeah, they don't care what anybody thinks. They just say what they say. I still don't like that Ian doesn't like Star Wars. How could he not like Star Wars?
Hey,
but he's seeing it from an engineer point of view.
It's fine. He doesn't have to.
That's like saying I hate Tempest because it fails all the time.
Well,
it breaks down.
Like that. It's one less person you're competing for then to actually get one.
I guess. But I think it's such a classic game. I love the sound effects on it. Like every time I hear like, The force will be with you always, or you're all clear, kid. Like you just get this nostalgia, like so cool. You feel like you're really that person flying that ship.
Yeah, I think the game
Red
sucks.
5. You think it what?
I said I think the game sucks.
No, you're lying. That's the first game you bought.
Yeah, it was the first game I bought. I have an entire room themed around that game, so no, I don't actually think the game sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys probably saw that, the guys in chat. I have a whole episode dedicated to his room where he gave us a tour of his Star Wars themed arcade, which has grown. It's literally double the size now.
It's 2 rooms, not 1.
Yep. So what do you have now, Jay? Say what you have. Like what games do you have? Do you remember? All of them?
All of them?
So upstairs in the room, you have what?
Tempest, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Outrun, Spy Hunter, Galaxian with a dormanted Galaxian board in it, plus a 60-in-1, my Centipede, and then my custom Star Wars main bar top. And that's the upstairs arcade. And then the downstairs arcade has Turbo Cabaret, Miss Pac-Man Cabaret, Gyrus, Millipede, Pole Position, Karate Champ, Marble Madness also with an Indiana Jones kit, Battle Zone, Galaga, and I think that's it. And then in the garage, I have a Project Space Encounters Cabaret and a Cloak and Dagger that I'm working on.
And that Battle Zone, I actually did a arcade hunting episode with that. I filmed it and everything, but we never got to do the walkthrough on it. So we're like, oh, we'll just do it next time I come down. And then guess what? So it's sitting there in my folder, archived on my hard drive, waiting to be edited because we don't have a walkthrough on the game. We wanted to do kind of like a last credit as well on that because it's in really nice shape. It's like home use only condition. It's really nice. And you improved it too.
Yeah, right now it's not real happy. It's been it's been acting flaky the last couple of days.
Oh.
So
yeah, that's that chip that you fixed, that you thought you fixed.
Well, I had there was a 7C error code, which meant it was the ROM at N1. So I pulled the ROM, cleaned it, reseated it, and then resoldered all the solder points for the socket because I didn't have any spare sockets. And that code went away and the game worked, but now it's resetting and the mech is firing again. So I think what it is, because the power supply, the Big Blue is original, the fuse block is original, the AR is original, nothing's been worked on. I think what's happening is that it's getting a power fluctuation, which is keep causing the game to reset. So I'm going to try and rebuild all the power supply stuff and see if that fixes it.
Right. Hey, I'm going to walk away for a second. I'm going to grab some more parts. I'm just going to go in the back room here. So, like an idiot, I did not put the shrink tubing on first. So guess what I got to do? I got to cut the damn thing off. Yeah, I know it's because I'm talking.
Yeah, I did that on Turbo the other night when I was putting the new plug on. I actually did put the shrink tubing on, but it wasn't long enough, so I have to take it all apart again.
Oh.
And there it is. That's the shrink tube kit. I have to pull it all out of.
Looking now.
While we were sitting here, you remember I had trouble with my my Braze high score save kit for my Battle Zone that we pulled out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I actually went ahead and I put a new cap into it just to see if maybe that was the problem I was having. But when I pulled the old cap out, I put it into my my multifunction tester, this right here, if you guys don't have it, and the cap actually tested fine. So that was not what was the problem.
So did you actually try reinstalling it?
No, well, I'll try to probably reinstall it after I figure out what the heck is going on with fluctuation in the reset.
Yeah.
I got to order another 6502 because I want to have a spare one on hand just in case.
I think the worst part of this hobby is not being able to find crap. I have so much crap now. Like I try to organize it, and then I can never find what I need when I need it.
I think
And
that's
then I'm not looking for it, and then there it is.
Especially if you're like a hoarder type collector. I think that's part of it. But then, you know, what you and I were talking about earlier before we got on, is, having bench stock of stuff that, you know, when you need that 70 amp fuse because it's blue in your power supply, you have them on hand. Or, you know, you need a 470, you know, UF 35 volt cap. You have them on hand. It's like those basic things that you know you should have a ready supply of, or whatever. It's be that one part you're missing when something breaks.
Yeah. So I have a whole, well, I had a whole bag of like 1/4 inch quick connects, you know, the ones you crimp. And I ran out in my box, but I know I have a ton, like a whole bag of them somewhere. Oh, here it is. I found it. It was in the general area I was looking at back here. And I just found it next to my other parts. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this off, and I'm gonna try to salvage this switch by desoldering it and taking it off with the solder sucker, but it may not work. But I just got to refill this here. So, you know, I use these the most. So I just bought a whole bunch of these. I'm so annoyed that I did that crap again. That always happens. Get distracted. I mean, ask Mike. I've been on the phone with him sometimes driving home, and like I'll totally miss my exit. I'm like, wait, this doesn't look familiar.
Oh, I do that all the
Like,
time.
oh, I missed my stupid exit, and I drove like 10 miles out of the way. So when women say, hey, your memory sucks, you can't do two things at once, they're totally right. You just don't want to admit it. So Alan Brady just popped in. What's going on? He just said, hey, Dell. So we got about 20 people watching right now. That's not bad for not having anything announced. I really want to start doing things on Wednesday nights. That would be great. If I could stream like game night or something on Wednesday, that would be cool.
I miss us doing our Wednesday night, or I'm sorry, Thursday night group instead of.
Yeah, Arcade Thursdays, we call it.
I think the general consensus amongst
so Arcade Thursdays came about. You guys know Jay Leone. He's like, you've probably seen him on John's Arcade. Anyway, he's a good friend of ours, like, and just in general, he's just a cool, very cool guy. And, you know, I've met him before. I went to his house. They had this thing called Arcade Wednesdays that he used to have at his house where you would literally bring like a broken monitor and just put it on his kitchen table. And, you know, he was a single guy. So he had arcades all throughout the house. So nobody cared if you're working on stuff on his kitchen table. You know, just the counter there. And it was cool. Everybody would just bring parts, and you'd end up like bringing stuff over and then going home with working stuff. It was great. So I finally got to go out there. I just live a little far. So Northeast Mike met me from New Hampshire. He drove a couple hours down. I drove a couple hours up to Rhode Island and Providence. And it was amazing. We had like this barbecue, and it was this cool. John from John's Arcade was there. That was actually that night that he unboxed that Black Knight that he just got. I want to say Sword of Fury. Is it Sword of Rage? Sword of Rage? Yeah, it was Sword of Rage. I forget. Swords of Fury is a whole different game, and I think Sword of Rage is the one from Black
you're
Knight.
right. You're right. Yeah, Swords of Fury is the one that Brian just got.
Yeah, so he unboxed it, and actually COVID happened, so he still has it in his house. And I'm like, dude, I will buy that from you. I want that to be my first bin. But anyway, so Arcade Wednesdays was a thing, and I went out there, and it was so cool. And I was looking forward to the future ones and all that stuff. And then, of course, seeing his free play arcade. He has a couple of them now, which Tim shows us pictures of. And we're like jaw dropping. Like it's just so cool the stuff that they're doing in that thing. It's just sad that COVID puts all these restrictions on everything. Same thing with Fireball Arcade, but
Did you see the article about FunSpot? They're now having the same problem all the other pay to play arcades are having.
oh really?
Yes, there's a whole news article about it.
Wow, got to check that out. So anyway, going back to the story real quick, because we couldn't do that, Northeast Mike was like, "Hey, we should just meet online," and we all met online and did stuff, and then that kind of morphed into Arcade Thursdays as a joke, like a tongue-in-cheek joke for Arcade Wednesday, right? That used to happen, but we'd actually fix stuff. Like Jay just bought, like I bought, I actually picked it up, or not picked it up, but received it for him. A guy delivered it here. The Indiana Jones System 1 cab that you got.
Yep.
And when it came over, it was great. We all got together, all of us, and then I was there presenting, and then I was working on the game. We were trying to get it to work, and boom, we got it to work. It fired up. We're all so happy. Then I sent the board out to, I don't know if I sent it to you. No, Jay, you took it home first, and then you mailed it to Mike.
Yep.
And then he was able to, you got a Broken Marble Madness add-on. You ended up finding out it was just an EEPROM, something simple. And bam, we fixed it on video call, Zoom, and everybody was cheering. It's just such a great feeling when you get something to work, but it's more of like a group effort, and it's awesome when we get stuff working. So we fixed a few games. So it kind of does, we're doing this arcade stuff, but it really did pay off as, as working, and it is Arcade Thursday. But then I had to change my schedule, so we kind of made it Fridays instead now, which are good for some people, but not for others. But so Friday nights we get together every Friday. We do our thing. Sometimes we record it, sometimes we don't. But we still, again, we got to get that intro going, because I think we're gonna call it Dell's Roundtable, and we're all done with all this, and then we'll put some episodes up on the channel. You guys can see what we're doing now, but only on a greater, way bigger scale, where we have like at least 6 people in there. We have rules, no talking over each other, right? What's that?
Yeah, and there's a lot more trash talking and ribbing that takes place on the Friday night group.
Yeah. So I have Brian going, "Don't forget the shrink." He wrote it in big letters. So I'm about to put it on, so I won't forget. Because he sees me like priming it, getting it ready, and then. So let's see, it was 2 of these. And actually, I'm going to get a nicer one than that. And what was the other one? That was the red one right here. All right, so I'll put these on right away, so I won't forget. The first one that goes on is the big one. So Pitbull's saying we had this big ass arcade here called Robot City. Shame, it's still closed.
Yeah, I live down in Virginia. Dell's up in Connecticut. We're both from New York, the Long Island area originally, and I actually volunteer at it was a pay-to-play arcade down in the Shenandoah Valley called the Fireball Arcade. And then Dell, like he's already mentioned, he volunteers at the what is it called? The Long Island
Cradle of Aviation.
Yeah, Cradle of Aviation, where they have a pay-to-play arcade. Well, it's pay one price to play now arcade, and yeah, like so many of these places have just been sucking eggs because of COVID. Dell was kind enough to actually do a GoFundMe announcement fundraiser for us to keep the Fireball Arcade alive down here in Virginia, because they were just hit so badly. And under the old model, it was 25 cents to play per game, 50 cents per play per pin, and it just wasn't working anymore. So the arcade is now back open, luckily, with a little bit more limited presence of people. Now it's $10 to play all day per person, and things are happening a lot better now here in Virginia for the arcade. But we really thought we were going to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, that he told me, like, personally, he's like, thank you so much, and I thanked everybody too, that, you know, we had just a big influence on saving that arcade, because they were ready to go down.
Yep.
And he was able to pay electricity, right, with the money.
Yeah, we renewed the business license, paid all the back taxes.
And I think, didn't they match it? Didn't GoFundMe match it or something?
Yeah, GoFundMe matched up to $500, which
Yeah.
that, like I said, and the money came right at the right time to help out. And then
Right.
immediately following that, he got a grant from Virginia State, and then a grant from the town, and now things are actually looking up, for the arcade. So we'll see what happens in the long term.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll work out in the long run. But so far, there were times when he actually, he's hoping to break even, and he actually made a profit, which helped for, because some days you do profits, other days you don't. But
yep,
he said that he couldn't believe it, that this new model of doing unlimited play actually worked better. So, yeah. I mean, that's the way Jay does it at Free Play Arcade. I mean, it's in the name. And I want to say there's another Free Play Arcade in Texas. I was watching their YouTube channel. That's the one with that ex-lawyer guy. He's a little kind of like conceited a little bit. I feel he's conceited. Like, he talks about arcades like, yeah. Well, I bid 1,000 on this one and it didn't come through. So then I put 3,000 for this other one. That's a great deal. And like, he was buying it from everybody that was there to get cheap arcades.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to see if this will come out. You know what? I might use my desoldering gun. So anyway, they survived. They're doing stream only. They do streams every day now on Twitch. So it's what they do to survive. But I think they might be open now. But last year he was telling the whole story. I was watching it, like he was playing Ms. Pac-Man and then telling everybody while he was playing the game, streaming, of what exactly happened and how shocked everybody was, and he had to let go of all the staff. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we only have one paid employee at Fireball, and the arcade's only open, at least in the winter and fall months, on Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. And we can only afford to pay one person. Everybody else just volunteers.
Okay, I just muted it while I used the gun there. So then he should, trying to save it, pull these off if I can. I'm working too hard on my mistakes. It's ridiculous. Like, I just want to save this part. It's just like, I don't want it to get the best of me. That's why I'm doing this. Man, this will not come out for nothing. Just heating it up, trying to pull it out, and it came out. I don't know if I killed the component, but it came out.
Did you lift anything?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to try the other side now.
This is the AR? Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Nothing.
No. This is the, that's a little switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I soldered them in there, and now I'm trying to take it out and work with this thing to just get it in there and pull it out. It's not working. It's like really on there. Let me just get a better. So there's still 18 people on, just hanging out. So Pitbull's saying Robot City Arcade was open every day, 7 days a week. You can still see all the games they have on their website under the same name.
throughout all of the COVID thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they weren't open, but they were just on, just to say like we're still here.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
So Steve at Grinker, is Brian saying, almost opened the sandwich shop to keep his employees working.
Yeah, I heard that, and I actually heard
Yeah.
that was going to be part of the long-term plan. Was that he had kept a few of the games that he didn't sell as part of the larger collection that went out to Utah, and that he was going to open a sandwich shop to keep, I guess, at least the Grinker style sandwiches going there in Eagle, Idaho.
Yeah. Peter's Arcade is saying his local arcade has been open throughout all of COVID.
Wow. Hey, good for them, man. That's great.
I guess it depends where you are, right? Because we're in the city areas, right? You're like near Washington, D.C. I'm near like New York City.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily there in New York City, but we can drive to it. So
yeah, but I think the other part had to do with the individual states and what their governors said was either, if they shut everything on lockdown or they didn't, or I mean, that's what did it to us, was that, one day we were fine down there, and then our governor said no, we're going to be locked down, and we didn't even start to back up until May 15th.
Yeah, they're being proactive.
Yeah, we didn't get the first people back in the arcade until mid to late September, early October. So from March till October, we were closed.
I ended up breaking it. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, because it's plastic and it melted and it just took the whole thing out of the unit. Oh, well. There's that. Here's what not to do. See, I tried pulling it out and it just snapped right here.
Hey, that would make a good episode by itself.
What not to do. I should have like a greatest hits of all the
not to do.
But this is only the first time I ever did anything wrong, so I don't want to have any footage for that. So no, I'm just kidding.
It would be profanity laced with a lot of bleep.
And how much time did I just waste doing that? Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a shirt. I'll actually, can you guys see? Actually, no, I'll show you on the big camera. So I'm gonna tilt up a little bit. Might be blurry at first, don't worry. So I'm gonna try to focus on here. I just gotta turn. Here's my armpit. Hang on. All right, so can you guys see that? It says Delusional's Roundtable. What would Jeff Kinder do? So Jeff Kinder, it's an inside joke from us. This is based on what would Jesus do as a joke. None of us are like, all that serious about that. But anyway, so it's WWJKD. So it's what would Jeff Kinder do? And we had this saying every time we get together, like Jeff Kinder does amazing work. Like he's blowing out System 2 cabs. Like he'll restore them in like 2 or 3 days. It gets crazy, the stuff that he does. So we all say, what would Jeff Kinder do? Because he does it so fast. He does it so good, And then on the back.
You guys might know Jeff because he started the Dragonfire project.
Let me turn this way. I think I got to like figure out which way it's opposite on the camera. So what would Jeff Kinder do? This is actually a tribute to him because he has long hair and like, we were saying, oh, he's like Jesus, like he tells us all what to do and he knows everything. So we found that from, what's that graphic from again, Jay?
Fallout. It's a modification of the Fallout Boy.
Yeah, so somebody made that, like I don't think it's copyrighted or anything. It's just like somebody made it online. And then the two things down here, it's Space Ace and Dragon's Lair. He does the Dragon's Lair project website. So we actually got permission from Don Bluth himself to use this on the shirt. He said
Northeast Mike did that for the shirt.
Yeah.
Mike reached out to Don Bluth and said we could use it.
Right. So what's cool about that is we have it just for us. He said we can only use it for like personal use. So unfortunately, we can't like sell it or anything. But, we may make that shirt available maybe one day, the Dell's Arcade shirt that says Delusional's Roundtable. And with Jeff on the back and everything, but we just have to take off those two marquees. But still pretty cool to have, you know, backstory on stuff. So we've been doing this about a year now, almost, right, Jay?
Yeah,
Almost a year.
February. We started a year ago in February, getting everybody together weekly.
Yeah. So that sucks. I just threw one of those out for no reason. Oh well, it broke. I'll move on. So let me close this. So I got these on Amazon too. These things right here. So I'm actually going to leave that off. So screw it on back. I'm going to put this on here. Put this one on there. This time I remembered to put the shrink tubing. And then I'm just going to solder those on first. And then I scratched this up. That was my vice doing that. But whatever.
Hey, Cal, I'm going to jump off. I have to work in the morning and we're having snow.
Yeah, no problem. I know. Yeah, we're having snow too. I work in the afternoon. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
To the folks in the chat, thanks for joining us tonight. And Dell, I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on for a little bit with them.
All right, man. Later.
What's up? Cool. Thanks, Jay. See you tomorrow. All right. Let me go ahead. He jumped off, but I think he's still doing his thing. So I got to grab. Oops, sorry about that. My bad. My bad. That was an on-air error. So, by the way, guys, you guys already know if you're not following me, you could kind of hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You guys should be fine. And then I'm also on Twitter, so you can follow me there, and also on Instagram, of course. And I do post stuff on there, so a lot of people know about the centipede that I'm about to post, and when I got it and all that stuff. So, yeah, let me go back to that one. Cool. All right, so this is me. I'm actually gonna see if I can go with the main feed. Let me try this now. There we go. So it's picture in picture now. You should see me on there. I'm not sure. It's actually doing a double image. Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why. Hang on, guys. I'm just kind of messing around with stuff. Let me actually go back to here. I'm going to go to the main feed. All right, take that out. And then I got to figure out why this isn't working right here. Usually what's supposed to happen is when I talk, it's supposed to change, but it's not doing that. So let me give me another second to figure it out. Oh, I see why. I have the wrong screen up here. And all right, I think I figured it out. All right. Let me go back over here now. There we go. We're back. He screwed it up when I left because I had the template set for him. So, all right, let me see what's up in chat. So yeah, Arcade Jesus. Yeah, it's not really like we kind of joked around about that. We say he looked like Arcade Jesus because of his hair, because he has long hair, Jeff. Oh, did he really hang out with you guys? That's cool. Yeah, on Tuesday with you and Mike. Yeah. Yeah, we used to do it every Thursday religiously. Ha, no pun intended. But and he would always say like, I can't wait till Thursdays. It's so cool. And Buffett would hang out with us and stuff. And it's pretty neat. So yeah, it was nice. It still is nice because we're still doing it. But we had some really, really cool episodes, I want to say, that are coming because we had some good sessions with that, which we recorded. So I have to just edit those together. But again, I'm just trying to look for an intro. So what I may do is use my normal intro that I use and just kind of like narrate it a little bit of me talking, like kind of like what I'm doing now, where I talk about it. And I said, and here it is, and I'll point to it, and then we go to it. Just for me, the first couple episodes, because we still don't have that intro ready. We have this whole idea in our head. It's gonna be pretty cool. But time, you know, nobody ever has time. I mean, you do now. You think you have more time at COVID? Actually, I have less time now because my family's home like 24/7 all the time. Kids are, my daughter doesn't go to school yet, but she goes to daycare, and then when she gets home, you have to kind of drop everything, and so it's a lot. Buffett joins us as well. Hangouts help at COVID depression. Yeah, it's very true. Hey, D-Wags just said he got a centipede last week. Yep. So Bearcade, I got to talk to you. I know we've been trying to. I asked him about your game that wasn't working right, and you're trying to get it working and all that stuff. I think it's the Space Invaders. So maybe we'll try to brainstorm where you just like join us or something on Zoom, and we can kind of just like all join like the think tank, right, all together and try to figure out what's going on with that thing. That would be cool. So we'll see. I have to kind of. It's not really my decision. They may be like, no, we didn't really want to do that, but it would be nice. It'd be cool. So I know you're dying to get that thing working. Oh, Lost Levels Arcade, Peter's Arcade. So I'm actually just. Am I on this camera there? Yeah, I am. Now I'm just shrinking it on there, making it nice and sturdy. So when I first soldered these things, I made it too hot, and this thing here actually popped out because it works on heat. When it gets too hot, that's when it cuts off the circuit. So it did its job. So it was kind of testing it while I was making it. The first time I ever did it, but now I don't really get too hot on there with the soldering iron. Try to let it go a little bit. So I'm gonna let this cool because I want to put this on here, and when it's warm like that, it'll get sticky and it won't let me put this on all the way like I want to. So I'll leave it right there. I could probably put this on now. That's the cover, just to keep it all nice. So there it is. Cool. So maybe I'll end this video with some gameplay or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I was going to do ARs. I was all set. I'll show them to you if you want to see them while that cools down there. So I got a couple ARs, you see right here, for my buddy Jay. It's a guy you just saw that was on, and he just gave them to me because he had spares, and he has a ton of them too. He has spares. You always should have spares of these. That way, if they die, you could just swap them in there and see if that's what's causing the problem with your game or if it's the board itself. So these should be rebuilt. These are actually untested, so I really should pop these in, but I'm going to shotgun them anyway because they're going to be spares. So I'm going to just put them in there. Not even test them, actually, just swap all the stuff out. I have the kits for everything and reflow the stuff in the back. I didn't even look to see if these have the mod on them. It doesn't look like it. They do the sense mod on here where they solder these. It's hard to see because I'm blocking it, but this area right here, they actually solder a few things together there. In this case, these are untouched, both of them. So that's how I like to keep them. I like keeping everything original. So yeah, got these for nothing. He gave them to me. So I was going to rebuild these. I also have to do my kit, which I have here. You guys remember this? The BNK analyzer. This is the rejuvenator. I need to cap this. I have the cap kit for it. So I've been meaning to do that live. It's like, but I haven't even been able to even do live videos. Just been crazy, crazy, crazy. Work is in full force. Sports is back, and then basically I had no life. so now the Super Bowl's over and all that stuff. Hopefully it'll slow down a little bit, but we did have some playoff games. We actually didn't do the Super Bowl. That was a different channel that did that, but That's my regular job, my day job. Cool. Let me look here. D-Wax is asking, when are you going to do the video on building a power brick like you said you would do? So I will show it to you. I have the power brick. I already built it. That's going to be on my gapless video. But what happened was the gapless video stalled because it got cold out. But I had to do a few more things. But this is it right here. That's the power brick. Built the whole thing. I have the transformer. I have, the line filter. I got the fuse. This goes right from the outside, goes in there. I have the display, the distribution block here. And then that goes to this connector, which goes to the actual game, which I can plug in and I can take it out. It's going to be sort of like a hybrid test bench / game. But what happened was I changed direction on this. This is all ready to go. It was in the machine working. I actually took it out because I want to paint this thing black. In order to do that, I got to take everything off. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just do a live video or something where I take it apart, paint it, or have it painted already, a piece of wood or whatever, and then just like put it all back together and show you guys how to do it. But it's pretty simple. All these parts are pretty common. I use this actually as a test bench. That's why it's out. I plug monitors and stuff into it. So I did all the wiring already. But I am adding this right here. This, let me see if I can plug it in, show you guys how bright it is. I'm actually redoing the inside so it looks just like the outside. Let me change. Can you guys see that? So this is it. This is, did I just shut it off? Oh, that was weird. My monitor just went dark for a second. I think it was because, hang on, let me just check my pocket here. Might have hit a remote by mistake. I'll put that over there. Okay. So this is a black light. So what I'm planning to do is, this is nice and bright here. It's super bright, like it lights up everything. And I want to have it so it's inside. So when you actually open the back door, this will turn on and make everything glow inside. So then that led to, well, I need to get some neon stuff. I need to get some 3D printed parts. I need to order. Oh, wow. It just unplugged again. You know what I think? I think I'm unplugging it by mistake. That's what's happening. I'm actually hitting the circuit breaker there. But so, it became more detailed because I wanted to take my time on it. So that's why it's taking so long, if you're curious. So let me put all this away, back in the machine. But yeah, I did rebuild the gapless control panel part 2. So this is the control panel now. See that? You probably see it better in that small picture on top, but it's basically the regular gapless control panel with the regular artwork on it. So this is actually a 4-way joystick. It has 2 buttons on here. Somebody else drilled another button. It wasn't me, so I just left it that way. So this is my alternate panel. It's the test panel, which I completely wired underneath. I actually filmed all this already of me doing all that. So I just have to release it. So that's the alternate panel. And then of course, I have the original panel, which is right here. This is the gapless panel that you guys saw that I redid. So that's a regular one. That's the 8-way. It has that button underneath, which is going to have that special, you can see over here. It's a custom, I'll have to show you, it's hard to see. That's a custom 3D printed thing that we did on Arcade Thursdays. We got together, I needed one with a little holder there. You can see here, this is like a concoction that I did with a metal bracket. But over here, it's a custom 3D printed one that actually has a holder built in that we 3D printed. We measured it with calipers and actually came up with that. And now it shoots light there, which makes these things right here light up. So Really cool. It's going to be a big episode. So most of it's already shot. I actually stopped doing it because the winter was coming, and I wanted to get my millipede panel done. I wanted to get my Crystal Castles panel done. I wanted to get my centipede that I just bought done. So stuff like that has to be done outdoors. So I stopped because I figured, okay, when it's cold in the winter, I can work on this other stuff with editing. So that's what's happening with all that. There's your update. So yeah, Brian, any Mike did 3D print it. Yeah. It's funny. I was on there with who was it? It was me, it was Jeff, it was Kaboom or Kapow. I keep saying Kaboom because I just love that game. Jeff Kinder was there, and we kind of brainstormed on what I needed, and Mike said, hang on a second, and he was measuring stuff while we're all talking. And by the end of that episode, when we're talking, he goes, here it is, I 3D printed it, it's done. And we're like, what? And then Jeff Kinder was floored. He was like, dude, I cannot believe you did all that in like such a short period of time. You're amazing. So Northeast Mike is the guru when it comes to 3D printing. He's really good at it. Yeah. So Doug, yeah, the white part of the button holder is actually 3D printed. Yep. To add, it actually has a hole in there where you can add a coin door LED on there. Yeah, or incandescent bulb if you want to use that, but I used LED. Hey, what's up, Buffett? Yeah, this is an impromptu thing that I did. Actually, Jay jumped on. I was trying to get him on there. We're trying to figure out if I can get a guest on here. So I said, hey, you want to do some testing tonight? And he had to do some soldering on his end. So I was just messing around with stuff. So that's what I'm doing. So if you see me leaning over here, that's where I have a laptop. I'm kind of looking at stuff. But this I can probably unplug. So I was making more of these, Buffett. So I'm going to mail these out to you guys so you can have it based on the show we just did. So I think Mike has dibs on green. I don't know if you want blue. Blue's cool. So Brian's like, I'm Necros. Yeah, we know. Yeah, Mike is pretty amazing. He's a good guy. He's brilliant, literally. Like we're saying, we really should market all the stuff that he makes. Like that 3D button, that printing thing that he did for the Gapless. I really think you should approach like either Mike's Arcade or Arcade Shop and be like, here's my design. You want to sell it? And sell them like 100 of them at a time. People would buy them. I know people would definitely want those. Oh, green's already taken, Buffett. Sorry. Mike already got dibs on this one. I sent Jason one that's green. And then he's like, hey, I want a green one, and I don't have any more green. So this is definitely Mike's. So I got blue, I got yellow, and I got red, and I got black. So I was trying to pick colors that are pretty bright. This black one actually isn't bright at all, but still, it's pretty cool. But there's a red one here. I have them all together here. I'm like kind of mushing them all together, but I have the envelopes for you guys. Let me just look here. This is the black one, so I'll send that out too. And then, oh, you know what I meant to do? Let me do this before I forget, guys. It had to do, I wrote it down somewhere. What did I write it down? I'm looking at my notes here because I wrote a little post-it somewhere and I don't have it. But I had told you guys that I was going to send you some, I already sent Buffett one. But I was trying to send you with those long TV tools. And I was like, hey, the first 5 people to respond, I'll send this to you. And I meant to say email. So I have your names actually, and I was going to read them out loud right now. and tell you guys to email me. Oh, this might be it. Nope, that's not it. That's just telling me buy a JAMA extension cable, which I did buy. And you know what I should do? I have to repin my Rolling Thunder. I should do that episode about that. I gotta write it down. This is done. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it. I had to post it with everybody's name. I'll find it eventually. That's not it either. Oh wait, that might be it. Yes, I got it. All right, so here it is. I have a post-it that I wrote down because I had to rewatch the episode and get everybody's name that I said in chat. So the following people, if you're on, Billy Scarborough, Brian Frober, Alan Brady, CC Games. That's I know who that is. That's CC. He's always on Twitter and stuff. Dan Keller and Greg Olson. I actually put 6 people down because someone said they didn't want it. They're like, oh, I already have one. I don't need it. But basically, it was for this tool right here. These really long tools. They're super good at doing like, you can see the size of it in that small window up there next to me. It's like a foot long almost. So this right here, I was giving them like for the first 5 people that would say, hey, whatever, but I meant to say email me because I completely forgot who it was and I didn't know how to get in contact with you. So if you're on that list, Billy Scarborough, Brian Frober, Alan Brady, CC Games, Dan Keller, and Greg Olson. CC Games, I'm friends with him, so I can just tell him, I'll mail to him. Yeah, let me know. So send me your email address or email me at delsarcade@gmail.com if you're on that list. Somebody said they didn't want it. Was it you, Brian? Yeah, Brian, you got to have balls of steel to stay up with Buffett, man. He stays up till like him and Mike stay up till 5 or 6 a.m. I'm like, I can't do it. I've tried. Okay, so Brian's giving his up. So if you want Peter's Arcade, you can have one. So just email me at delsarcade@gmail.com. Tell me your username as well if you can. So if you're on this list, you will get one. If you're not, you won't. But Brian just gave his to Peter just now. So, and then if I have extras, I'll give extras out. Yeah. So Alan, if you're still in here, I don't know if Alan Brady's still here. If not, I'll catch him on a future update here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Brian. Thanks. But yeah, I just said the wrong thing when I was watching the broadcast. I'm like, why isn't anybody emailing me about these? And then I realized, oh crap, I didn't say email. They thought it was chat. But yeah, there's no way to contact you guys through chat. So yep, so these are awesome. You'll get a brand new package. I have them in brand new packaging. So they're COVID free. They're COVID free anyway, even if it's from me, because they make us do stuff at work to prove, we don't have it. There's a lot of testing going on and we're all good. Nobody has it there. So we're essential staff, not in the medical field, but we're still essential staff. So we're not around people that are sick and we're very careful. I'm actually going to go get them and see if I can find them. I'm in the back room here. I'm actually going to take out my AR kits as well, just to have them ready for next time. AR2 kits, these are all them. And let me see how many I have. I have 1, 2. These aren't available anymore, by the way. They're sold out. They just stopped manufacturing these things. I don't know why. They're so good. So I definitely have 5 in my hand. Yeah, I have 5 in my hand. So put those away. Take these out. So this is it right here. These how they look. They're brand new in the package. So I will mail them out to you guys. I'll say the list again. It's Billy Scarborough, Brian Frober, which is going to be now. Let me look here. Blah, 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 blah. I forget. Oh, what happened to my chat? It's all gone. Oh, okay. So it's Billy Scarborough, Peter's Arcade, Alan Brady, CC Games, Dan Keller, and Greg Olson. So Greg, I think I have his email. I'll probably just email him directly. But just give me your address and I'll drop it in the mail. Let me just write down Peter's Arcade so I won't forget. So yeah, just post it. I will now hang up so I'll see it. What time is it, by the way? Oh, almost midnight. Perfect timing. That's what my goal was to get off by. So I'll put this right up here. All right. Do you guys have any other questions? What you want to see? What I'm working on? All this stuff, by the way, that I just put down. Let me see if I could. Is it zoomed out? I'll zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So, and also, can somebody verify if I'm in 1080p? I should be. I'm gonna actually look on my laptop. I should have the option to go up to 1080p HD. There we go. So now they're even clearer. Twice as good as 720. This new camera is pretty awesome. Somebody told me I should have a fundraiser for that, but I'm like, it is what it is. I just spent the money on it. But it's good equipment. It's like the camera and the lens is like $2,000. But you know, I use it just for the channel and it's a lot of fun. So right now I have Atari AR1s 1 through 3. Then they have AR2 2 through 6. And same thing over here, 1 through 3. So between all these kits, I got to figure out what I need. I actually ordered a whole bunch of them. This is the AR rebuild. This is just the cap kit right here. And this is the deluxe. No, this is just the cap kit. And then this is the deluxe version of the cap kit, which comes with a lot more stuff. I also ordered transistors. I think I'm trying to think which ones I ordered. I'm looking here. TDA 2002. So these are the other transistors that are less common to fail, but I did it anyway just to have it in the kit. So that's all that, but I have a whole bunch of them. I spent like, I don't know, a good $200 in parts last month just to get everything back on hand to have it here. But between all of these, I'm going to figure out what I need for those two. Because don't forget, I have to get those two I just showed you, which are older, that Jay gave me. Kapow just gave me, but I also have the two that's in the Centipede and the Crystal Castles. So cool. All right, so now I think I'm gonna end it soon, but I think I'm gonna play Crystal Castles with you guys. You know, Brian, I cannot source any gear through my job, unfortunately. I'm not in engineering over there. I'm not. I work closely with them, but I'm not engineering, so I don't have access to ordering stuff. But they don't have any CRT PVMs, if that's what you're getting at. They all use LCD everything's now. It's crazy. What'd you say, Buffett? You refuse breaker to the next lucky person? I don't know. We'll see. I have 9 of them total. So I'll try to distribute it to the arcade guys that we do every week. And then if I have any left over, I might give them away on the channel or something. But oh, let me turn off my soldering iron. Oh, by the way, this is a stick that Jeff, this is like a $200 value right here. This is a $200. That's what they're going for, basically. It's not a Hall effect stick, but it is an 8-way stick that's leaf. That's an Atari logo joystick. That's the one similar to what I have in my Rolling Thunder. My Rolling Thunder has 4-way. And Jeff Kinder just gave it to me. He's like, here. He actually gave it to Kapow. But since I saw Jeff last week, he just gave it to me and I got to mail it out to him. But before I do that, I'm going to open it up just to check it out. Most likely, it seems really tight. I doubt we have to replace anything. It feels really, really good. But I'm going to open it up anyway because I've worked on them before. And I'm going to make sure I just lube it up, you know, with the silicone lube in all the proper places. And then I'm going to send it out to Jay. But it looks, I'm looking at it here. The plunger looks, I guess you could replace it, but it looks okay to me when I lift it. There's like a plunger inside right there. So let me see if I can get that on the camera here. I'll practice zooming in on this new camera here, but there's like a plunger inside there that's white. And usually that's all torn up where like you move it in one direction and it stays stuck in that direction because it gets sunken into the hole. But this one looks okay. It's a little bit worn, little bit. But it's not worth taking out because you have to take this whole pin. You have to bang it out with a pin puncher. It really sucks. So we'll see how it goes with this. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'll open it up and look and take a look and see. But if I do have to replace it, I have the tools to do it. And then he'd just have to order the part and then I put it in for him and send it to him. But yeah, this is for his Indiana Jones. He has a Marble Madness that he actually deconverted it back to a Marble Madness. And he still has the Indiana Jones kit, which has an 8-way joystick. It has a Wicco on there with brand new leaves that I gave him. But this is even better because it's an actual Atari logo joystick. So pretty rare. Like I said, this is like fully refurbished and restored. And this shape that it's in, this is like $200 all day. And Jeff is like, here you go. You can have it. So thanks, Jeff. Giving it to Mr. Kapow for his Indiana Jones. All right, so let me see. I'm moving stuff around here so I can make room for the camera. And I'm gonna probably get rid of my left. There we go. I got rid of my left headphone just to make it easier for me. And let me make room for this tripod. So what I might do is just, I don't know if I should move it live. I guess I'll try it. No, you know what? I can't because I have to unplug it. So what I'll do is, I gotta figure out what to do. What I might do is just put you guys on hold just for a split second when I'm about to switch it, but I have to switch in the battery in order to do that, which I have right here. But when I do that, it's going to disconnect the signal and all that good stuff. So I could probably still do it. You know what? Let me just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to disconnect it. You're going to see no signal. I'm still on. We're not off the air. I just had to switch out my camera battery for the plug. So I usually use this plug, which is awesome. It's like this plug that looks fake, has a fake battery in it that plugs right in. I'm doing that just to switch over. And then I'll play Crystal Castles because I really do not want to turn it off, to be honest, because I got to a stage where I can't get there anymore. Well, I can in the future. It's just really hard to get to. And the other thing I'm going to do, well, you know what? I'm going to have to figure out. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch this off too. So this is all live. So let's see if you can see there. Yeah, that's my Crystal Castles. I'll just put that there. And then I have to set up my tripod, which I'll put over here. And most likely, I'm probably going to kill this live show. You know, so nobody's going to be able to see it again. Sorry, guys, but it's just how it goes. And then let me just set up my camera now. So this is a new camera, if you guys are curious to see it. So this is a huge lens that it has. It's awesome. Let me actually zoom it out. But this, I have a Lumix camera now. The body, I don't know, it goes for about a grand, and then the lens itself is probably the same cost as the body, which is crazy, but it's image stabilization, it's 4K, it's beautiful, it works awesome, I love it. Still learning a lot about it, but it still is very fun to play. What I may do actually is throw a memory card in here just so I can. All right, so I'm going to turn that back on. That goes in there. And I just got to plug it in. Hang on. I believe it goes in on this side. All right, you should see something now. Yep, there you go. So I'll try to get a better angle here. What I was going to do is I was going to set this to basically focus one time. Let me set it to manual focus, see if that works. And focus one time on here, if it ever does it. There we go. And if it would ever stop focusing, that would be great. Oh, I have to get out of that. There we go. All right. So now I can kind of go in. All right, I guess that's good. Hopefully you guys can see that. And what should I do with this? Should I still leave this here? No, I don't think I really need it. This other camera. I need it actually for the audio. So that looks good. Picture in picture. So let's see what you guys are saying in chat real quick. That looks like the GH5, right? At GA, it's actually not. It's the Lumix G95. So it was close. It has the same aperture as the GH5, micro four thirds, I think it is. So it uses all the same lenses. It has the same aperture and everything, and the same technology, but it's in a smaller package. And it has a waterproof body as well, or weatherproof, they call it. So you can actually take it outside and all that stuff. Yeah, Mike, it has a lot of crap on that monitor. I haven't even touched that game. It was working. I put it in my basement and that was it. So I still need to do the control panel, and that convergence is really bad. You're right. Yep, it could be the angle that we're at. It's a little, I don't know. Maybe if I shut the lights off, it'll look a little better. But yeah, I moved things around in the arcade. The arcade looks a little different. I have the Atari row now and the Midway row. And this game here is actually going to move next to my Millipede, and Rolling Thunder is going to be where this one is here. All right, I think that looks good. Yeah, Barricade, I'll keep in touch with you to know. I'm going to ask the guys, and they'll probably be cool with it. All right, so I'm going to put a quarter in here, couple. So I actually got past level 8, and when you get past level 8, there's a warp. There's 2 warps. Oh, it went away actually. Damn it. Oh, I guess it's time. Usually a doorway appears right there, and it went away. Shoot. So I guess there's a certain time limit. I never knew that. I thought you just have to leave it on. So anyway, there's a warp here that when you jump, it'll send you to, different levels. That's not good. I'm actually going to have my score says 666. There we go. I'm going to change that. So anyway, you can warp, but if there's like a door there and you warp, it takes you right to 8. And I really want to finish this game. So for now, I'm going to leave this here. I actually messed up. I should have eaten them all. Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna do it the hard way. You can warp. You have to get the hat and then go over here. So there's no time limit. Well, it kind of is actually. All right, so I'm gonna go back on here, jump. So that's another warp. You need to have the hat on to do that. It's really hard to do, but I've practiced this so much already. So when you eat them while they're swallowing, they you kill them. So that's what I'm doing here, if you're wondering. He might come up and try to get me here. Come on. Yeah, see how I ate him? Oh, I was trying to get him and I forgot about him. So I'm just going around, taking my time a little bit. This trackball needs to be rebuilt so bad. It's very noisy. It works fine. It's just really noisy. They're trying to kill me here. And that's it. I finished the board. So this part's hard. You get a dry period with no warps. And then there's one, I think on level 5, the one after this, I think. This one's called Nasty Tree. He's kind of an a-hole. So I just got rid of that guy. So the key to this game is killing the guys so you don't die. So now he's wanting to come up and get me. So I might let him if I go over here. Go up. See, I was trying to trap him up there. But each time you warp, it gives you a free guy too. Isn't that crazy? No, don't kill me. All right. I think this is the blue board. Yeah, so you can warp up here. You basically go all the way up, which I'm about to here. This guy follows you. It's a pain, so you have to. There we go. Nope. There we go. You jump right here. You jump in the corner, it warps. So I got a free guy, and it gives you 420,000 automatically. So now I have to kind of finish these boards. It's going to be really hard. Look how fast they're eating those. Because obviously you skipped ahead. I just ate him. Okay, he almost killed me, but I got away. All right, I usually try to stay up here while they get everything else. Okay, so far they're eating everything, but if you wait too long, that guy will land right on the B guy. Come on, eat those. I need them to eat these down here so I don't die. See, now he's trying to kill me, that guy. Oh, that was lucky. All right, now I can eat him because I died. Gives you a couple seconds beforehand. All right. Look how fast they're eating. That's crazy. So this guy's going to be a turd. All right. It can get pretty frantic, man. I need to wait to go down. That was actually bad. Hopefully, well, I could still get it. I was trying to get those two by going down. All right. I'm doing all right. Not too bad. So I can't see chat at all, so I apologize. Come on. All right, so I got to get him out of the way now. So this is the guy I got to worry about, that guy that rolls around. He's super hard. See, I got to stay to the left. So we see he was following me. Check it out. So now I got to get him to follow me again. There's a way you can outrun him. I just didn't do it. I really got to get that thing, but I'm waiting for a second. All right. Good, passed it. Hopefully I get to level 8, then I'll be able to warp. So I got to pass this level in order to get the warp. It's a little confusing. There's just so much going on in this level. So I got to get that hat to kill her. Come on, come here. Whoa. Come on. Oh, there's a rolly guy around there. You just can't see him. So it says use secret warp number 3, jump at back corner on crossroads on level 5. I already know about that. So I did not get there. It sucks. But you could see I got 500,000 today, earlier today. I can't believe it. It took my name out of memory. So I'm going to try one more time. Just check chat real quick. Yeah, Barricade, you were telling me, I don't know if it's called speed cream. I got something else. I can't remember what it's called. I might have it on my desk, but I did get some lube that I bought that somebody suggested, like, hey, get this, and I bought it. I might have put it away already. See, that's what I mean. Like I put stuff away and then I never remember what I did with it, but I do have them, but I got this other stuff it's called liquid something, liquid bearings maybe, but it's really awesome. They use it for skateboards, and I did buy that just to try to rebuild it a different way. Oh, look, there's the warp. Check it out. It appeared again. So it must have been a fluke that it wasn't there. So you go in here this time and jump. Oh, good. So now I have 420,000 instantly. And it gives me like 2 extra free guys. But this only put me to 7. I think last time it throws me to 8. So that warps there. But I believe if I get to 8, it'll actually send me where I got to go. Let me just try not dying here. All right, they just need to get those 2 down there. Come on, eat those. No, don't go up. Don't go up. Oh, I didn't mean to jump. I meant to go down and not jump. But so I'll get it right now. So if I make it to level 8 and then I die and the game over, it'll actually warp me straight to 8. It should. This sport is brutal. Oh, see? That's the part I was running from earlier. Oh, I should have just gotten it. No. Let me try getting it. I'm really mad at these guys. There we go. That tree's a dick. I'm gonna go around. All right. See, he's waiting for me right here. Good, I got him this time. Should be able to get it. Okay. So this is the board that's super hard. I always go up here first to get everything. Come on. There's that ball. You see him following me? See that? So I'm gonna go all the way here, go to the right, stay in there. That's what I need. Come on. That was my last guy, I think. So I might try again. So what's cool is it remembers your initials. You just press jump and it puts them in. All right, so I'm gonna warp again. That's a mistake I didn't do last time, where I didn't get those, but now I did. So we'll see how it goes. So I have one. They're not getting it. Oh, they got it. Cool. I don't get a bonus. I don't care. I didn't die. So far, I haven't died. That's good. So I always go up here. There's that stupid tree. This time he didn't follow me. I gotta wait till that guy goes away. Come on. I'm trying to wait to get that last one. See, they're not eating it. I eat them too. No, they're gonna kill me. I know it. See that tree? They're going all around it. They're not touching it. Yeah, if I go down that right there, he's gonna kill me. See, he landed right on me. That's because I took too long. So I'll grab it right now. This is the board that I do not like. Come on. Oh, good. He went the wrong way. Good. That's really good. Oh, this is really good. I might actually finish this board. And I can just get that. Perfect. Woo. I really should be killing them, but I'm not. All right, they're away from this area. So I'm gonna get this just to get points. It shouldn't matter, but there's another one to get. Oh, did not know that. I was dead there. So I could kill her. That thing is after me, man. How do I get up there? That's how. Oh, I killed her. Cool. First time I've ever done that. Cool, this is level 8. So now if I warp, it should go straight to this, I think. I believe this is the last level, period. I could be wrong. Might be level 9. I don't remember how many levels this game has, but this is one hard game. And I've only seen tool assisted things finishing this game. I've never seen the real. Come on. So I only have 3 to get, so I should be able to finish this board. Okay. I got a free guy. This is not the last level. The next one is, I believe. Oh, let's see. I could be wrong. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to get that. That tree is going to kill me. Whoa. No, I meant to go up there and not up the side there. Wow, this is like impossible. It's like I have to get out of the way in order to not die. I was just jumping like crazy. Oh, I had 4 left. Well, that's the highest I've ever done. I don't think it's the highest score, but yeah, it's the highest I've ever done. Very cool. So let me see what's going on in chat again real quick. 10 levels total? Oh, okay. I had no idea. So now I know. All right, guys. So it's past 12 and I was limiting myself. I do work tomorrow. It's supposed to snow. So I know I have to get up early to kind of get the shoveling going before I got to dig the cars out and all that good stuff. Family stuff, of course. But it was great talking to you guys. Let me see if I can just set up my tripod again. I'm actually moving my camera around. Sorry if it's all junky, crazy looking, but let's see if I can pop it in there. There we go. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of fun. And we should do this more in the future, right? So maybe I'll set up a camera like this where I'll have my wireless headset on with my cell phone pointing at me. I can talk to you guys, have a laptop on the side like I do here, playing whatever game it is. So yeah, so that's it. Glad you guys enjoyed it. It was just more of a test for myself, like I said. Let me turn this on so you guys can see me a little bit. And then I'll aim down. There we go. Yeah, so that's it. But 1080p, I'm so happy. Thanks, guys. I'll do more stuff. I want to do Rolling Thunder. I want to finish that in 1/4. I'm on a mission. I've gotten almost 3 million now on Zookeeper, so I've gotten a lot on that. I've gotten a lot better. So I've been practicing on Facebook. There's like a high score like group that I'm a part of that I go on there. So it's pretty cool. But I want to finish that game. That's on my goal of things to do. I also want to finish Rolling Thunder in 1 credit or 1 guy, preferably 1 guy. I want to do it like no kills, no deaths. And then I want to also do Zookeeper. I want to actually beat 4 million at least, or maybe 5 million. If I get 5 million, I can go over to John's place and surprise him and just destroy his machine and then have mine as the #1 score at his place. That would be really cool. So there it is. Yeah, Carl. Thanks, man. So thanks, Carl, Douglas, Brian, Encore, D-Wags, XGA, Buffett, of course, Bearcade. If I missed your name, I apologize. There's Mike, Mike Thomas is on here. Just like going back. Pitbull was on here, Peter's Arcade. By the way, guys, email me, for what I told you about for these, for those long sticks that I told you about, the people that I read off on the email. And then I'll probably have some more giveaways hopefully in the future. I have a lot of like like movie merchandise if you guys are interested in that. I have posters and stuff that I get from friends that work in the industry. They give me all this stuff. So I'm not going to give away my Matrix autographed poster though. I have Lawrence Fishburne who autographed that, so I will not give that away. But I have other stuff, hats, shirts, all that kind of stuff. Who else did I miss? I think Alan was on here. Roger was on here. Mikey Currington was on here at the beginning. I might leave this up for a little bit if you guys want to rewind and look at stuff. But for now, I am not doing that. I'm probably going to kill it maybe tomorrow. Joseph was on here, it looks like, too. Yeah, so we got about 19 people on here, and I wish I could stream more. I wish I could be on for a couple more hours, actually. So yeah, sorry, Carl, you just got here, but you can always rewind. I'll leave it up for a little bit so you can check it out. It wasn't really interesting. We just did some cable building and stuff, and I messed up, and Brian was keeping me on track to make sure that I did everything correctly. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put this on, so I'm going to do that right now. I'll just get it on there. I was actually waiting for it to cool down a little bit before I kind of stuck it on there. There we go. So that's there. And then I do have to plug it in. Just give me a second. I want to officially finish it. Oops, left it on. So if you're late to the party, I was building these. These are actually circuit breakers, 3 amps. So instead of using a fuse, you just put this on the fuse block and you let this thing pop and you reset it. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to melt this or shrink this on here. I'm getting it hot here. It's going to hang it with this to be easier. So I'm kind of just doing this. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. And I'm just shrinking it on there. Nice and even. I have this tip on here so it kind of directs the heat where it needs to go. And that's it. So now it's another one built. So I have this one here. I have the yellow one now. Red one's going to be next most likely. And I just did the green on this feed that you just see here. So I have all these colors. It's pretty cool. So I'm giving away to my friends. If I have extras, I will give these away on the channel. So they're not cheap to make. They're a little pricey, but they're quality. So that's really what I was looking for. So yeah, and I'll have links when I do give them away, you know, to if you want to build them yourself. You could just, you know, rewind and watch this. Pretty easy to do. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm actually going to go on my computer here, click the outro slate there, and we'll see you guys next time. So videos are coming, though. I just got to edit them. I have tons of footage. A lot of good stuff is happening. All right, people, take it easy.